So Coinbase just went DEX in a big way. Here's how it'll do it. Welcome to What is Crypto? I'm Matt, and this is Crypto. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Base ecosystem and why I think Base could be primed for a massive cash injection in the future. I'm also going to be giving you 5 undervalued meme coins on Base that I think could be worth checking out today. So if any of that sounds like it could be for you, like, comment, subscribe. Also got a link to the Discord down below. We've been doing pretty damn good of late. So if you want to join, scroll down, click the link, and I'll see you there. Alrighty, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. So firstly, why are we specifically talking about Base today? Well, that is due to this massive news from Coinbase. So in essence, Coinbase has announced that they'll integrate decentralized exchanges into its app. So users are going to be able to trade any crypto token off the Coinbase app. So that is absolutely huge news. This is going to allow people to access decentralized exchanges and trade all of the coins on chain from the most normie friendly app, which is Coinbase. So yeah, in my opinion, this is likely going to give a large cash injection to meme coins and other projects that are only available on decentralized exchanges. Now, what they're going to do, however, is they're going to start with the trading of Base tokens first. So people that are wanting to get into meme coins on Coinbase, they're going to be able to, first of all, before all the other decentralized exchange integration comes in, they're going to be able to trade these low to micro cap coins on the Coinbase app that are on the Base blockchain. So that is likely going to give a very large cash injection into Base tokens. Now, this is not live. However, what I think it might be smart to do is front run the actual move where the injection is going to come in. So there will be a cash injection as people are going to be trading these tokens that they previously didn't have access to. So as far as I'm aware at this stage, they haven't given a specific date that this is going to occur. However, I think a lot of people are going to try and front run this news. And when it actually does happen, I think that a lot of money is going to come into the Base chain. So that is good for Base chain bags. Now, since this news, you can see the Aerodrome, the leading DEX on Base, rallied 18%, and that's in the super bearish market conditions. Aerodrome accounts for over 50% of Base's volume. So that was 3.37 billion out of the chain's 5 billion in the last week. Let that sink in the last week. Huge. So this is the type of liquidity that we are talking about. Now, Coinbase has an enormous amount of volume, and I think a fair bit of that volume is likely going to come onto the Base chain. That is why I'm looking at loading up on my Base bags. Now, which ones am I looking at? Well, let's have a look at some of my favorite coins on Base. So first up, we have Quokka. Now, Quokka, I've been super vocal on this one, called it pretty damn early, but for me, the entry for Quokka right now is damn good. Now, why do I like Quokka? Well, Quokka is an evolving meme coin on Base, which is the first of its kind. So as the token progresses and all of these milestones are hit, the Quokka actually evolves. So all the artwork initially is surrounding being a baby Quokka. And then after these targets are hit, so there's only partnered with 2 meme projects left to go, then it will evolve into a toddler. Then all the art will be around toddler Quokka, and then into a teen Quokka, and then into an adult Quokka, etc, etc. They've also got a Quokka NFT mint for the toddler Quokka coming out pretty soon, which is pretty damn exciting. So yeah, bullish on the Quokka, and they plan on donating to Save Quokka. So if you're not familiar with what a Quokka is in essence an Australian animal, kind of like a very small kangaroo. They are about the size of a cat, and they're known as one of the happiest creatures on earth. There's only about 15,000 of them. They're super cute, and yeah, I love the narrative. I love that it's an Australian animal. I love that it is an evolving meme coin, and I love the fact that the team is big and cooking pretty damn hard. So yeah, for me, what I like to see with a meme coin is I like to see, after it pumps, I like to see a 70 to 80% retracement. Now, we went down 75%, so that is right in that range where it is now looking like an appealing entry. So as you can see, we were climbing down the stairs, so putting in lower highs and lower lows, and it looks like we have potentially just started to ladder up. Now, obviously none of this is financial advice, but what I am seeing is I am seeing a turn from bearish to bullish price action, and I am seeing the things that they are doing over the next 10 days, which are pretty damn cool. So yeah, I would expect, unless the market absolutely nukes, that over the course of the rest of this month, pushing into the next month, the price action is going to turn around. So yeah, bullish on Quokka. It's got a market cap currently of 160,000, so it is still small. It has had a 75% retracement, and it's just flipped from bearish to bullish price action. So yeah, For me, Quokka makes a fair bit of sense right now. Now, this is a meme coin which only launched about 2 weeks ago, and it's already grown up to around 1,300 followers. And they've just had some pretty impressive collaborations. So yeah, I'd check out their website, give them a follow on Twitter, and also join their Telegram. Now, they've got lots of giveaways coming up. So if you want to enter any of their giveaways, then I would recommend checking them out. So yeah, super bullish on Quokka and really love what they're doing. Now, next up, I'm going to rip through them a little bit quicker, but we have Rob Banks. It's kind of a bank robber meme. It says the Banks family, and Rob Banks is the fictional nephew of Satoshi, so the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin. What I like is that if you go on their website, you can see that they're kind of trying to provide financial education. Now, they are a family, and their family is involved in business. In the real world, I think they're in real estate. But yeah, they had this idea, because they are the Banks family, to have, yeah, Rob Banks, this fictitious nephew of Satoshi Nakamoto. And then with that meme coin, they're tying in actual real world value. So they're tying in kind of financial education to that narrative. Now, looking at the chart, it is absolutely pumped recently. So it ripped from like 50,000 all the way up to 1.2 million. Had a big retracement, so that retracement falls within that 70 to 80% range that we're talking about, and then after that, it is absolutely pumped. So I'm not saying buy this right now, and being perfectly honest, I do not have any exposure to banks, but it's definitely one that is on my watch list. If you're getting an entry that is maybe around the 450,000, I think you could definitely do a little bit worse. And yeah, their chart is putting in higher lows. It is also putting in higher highs, so it'll be interesting to see the price action over the next few weeks. But yeah, what they're doing is pretty cool. I like the narrative, and I like that you can go on their website, see all of their tokenomics, click on get your mask, put in whatever name you want, upload a photo, and then it will generate you that photo with the mask on and the name tag underneath. Kind of cool concept, and I think quite a clever marketing strategy, as people will see a lot of these masks and go, what is that? And then from there, they will find out about Banks. So yeah, also Rob Banks, the name, super clever. Rob Banks ties in quite well with the whole debasement of currency narrative that a lot of people that are bullish on Bitcoin like. So yeah, really clever from the Banks family. And yeah, I've had him on a couple of spaces, and yeah, always an absolute pleasure. Alrighty, next up, we're going to go Skitten. So Skitten, absolutely cooking. They have just had a pretty nice retracement. So this is one that you could look at potentially entering around these levels. Now, keep in mind, the market has had a massive correction. But what I really like about Skitten is their TikTok. Now, I don't personally have TikTok, but it excites me when you have a meme coin that has a low market cap of around that million that has 213,000 followers on TikTok. So yeah, huge numbers. Whatever they're doing there at Skitten, they're doing it right. And I know they've got quite a lot of talented builders at Skitten. So I've had a chat to a couple of the people involved, and yeah, they're working on quite cool things. Check out Skitten, give them a follow on Twitter, and keep them on your watch list. And Benny, I would give them a follow as well. Narrative there is the Coinbase director's dog. Has pulled back quite a bit, but this is once again a level that you could look to start bidding with a little bit of confidence. First baseline that we pulled back was to around that 488k. Looks like our next level that we pulled back was to around that, say, 570k, and it looks like we might have put in a slightly higher bottom there at around the 800k. Now, that is also, once again, depending on the market, what happens, but I know they've got a bunch of supremely talented builders there, and they are building out some really cool stuff. So building out a lot of cool NFTs, and they've even got a Bennyverse. So if you don't know about the Bennyverse, check it out. But in essence, it's kind of like an interactive app where you can play games and earn Benny tokens. Built by some clever people at Benny. I like that they're doing like a play to earn kind of concept there. Check it out, what they're actually doing for a meme coin at such a low market cap is pretty impressive. So shout out to the Benny team. And last but definitely not least, we have Barry. So Barry is a project that I actually have a fairly decent bag of. Now, it has bled out a huge amount, but the narrative for me is still super damn strong. So yeah, this is Barry the Badger. So they're the second coin ever listed on Toshimart, and their art is done by the original Toshi artist, so Fatal Pen. So I really like the narrative that their artwork is done by Fatal. I've also chatted to the guy who's kind of running the show at Barry. He's a really, really good dude. Yeah, had multiple phone calls with him. So yeah, really great guy. And I do hope that Barry picks up eventually. But yeah, you can have a look at these NFTs. They are awesome. Fatal Pen, super talented artist. Narrative is hot. And although the price is bled out quite a lot, I think it's now getting to a level where you could DCA, like dollar cost average, in at a very low entry, And I think that people are going to look for projects that have strong narratives, and Barry could be potentially one of those coming up. So those are my meme coins that I would be looking into if I was looking at base exposure. Now that is trying to front run the upcoming integration on Coinbase app, with you being able to use decentralized exchanges and buy coins off dexes directly from that app, which I think will bring a lot of volume to base. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you want to join my Discord, I'll leave a link in the description. Scroll down, click the link, and I will see you there. Cheers, legends. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.